It's time to finish Farewell My Turnabout, which is by far favorite thing I've done. Favorite one. No, like, hands down, so far at least. This is so much fun. Also, I'm shocked Von Karma hasn't come back. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. I'm not catching you up on what's happened. You just gotta watch all the videos. There's a playlist. Go watch it. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Wait, was the handwriting fake? I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. Was the note fake? What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Is she still alive? They keep showing her hanging body, but I feel like... Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis, however. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, looks like Miss Impax never left the note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though this note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under this assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory he had no idea was fake. Hold on. Save. Present evidence, yes? I don't have any evidence. Maybe I do, I don't know. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible. They're the only ones who know how to open it. Let's try this. I believe that even more important than finding out if this note is real or not is whether the attorney's badge pinned to that man's chest is real. That is the million-dollar question. Okay, you guys are mean. I don't know. Bruh, you're killing me. I don't know. Is that an acceptable answer? He didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't know. How does he not know? Where's the proof? Dang it. He didn't know. So how can I prove he didn't know? What if I back down? You'd say something earlier that to the effect of the defense had spied on the private life? I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note. That's it. Yes, and so naturally, this means Mr. On Guard would have known that the note was a fake. Ugh. Wouldn't have... Did I read that right? Order. See here, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I was the one who thought of the spying thing. Jumping in and stealing my Thunderlight, that is simply, I can't even describe it. Yeah, sorry. What? Why are they... Okay, hold on. Hold on. No. I don't care. You're rude. I'm stealing your thunder now by cheating. I love that if you don't do it, the judge does it for you. That's hilarious. It's a video camera, a small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ungard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, that means Mr. Ungard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ugh. Oh yes, all my idea. So then the defendant knew that the note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ungard's motive for murder was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ungard monitored Mr. Corda 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim brought the note in a place and Mr. Ungard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place? Order! Mr. Edgeworth. Looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ungard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering? This isn't like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? Is it going to be the accused? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is the witness? Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley the killer. He's here? Oh, Mr. the killer. Wait, Shelley the killer? He's here? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here, to the witness stand. Well, yes, in a matter of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance to ask, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well, then the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no way left to us? Now then, witness, your name and your occupation, please. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, well, as long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call I got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is the real him. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya! A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have to run in yet another unexpected turn of events. Doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, Witchness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corda, is that correct?
It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corda.
Now that we have entered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelley the Killer. What is he gonna say?
Goodness, he's gonna blame what's-her-face.
There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
What? That's useless. Mr. Killer seems to be a very clever man. And I must say he seems to be mocking us.
Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's going to come next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix.
I'm upset, and I know it, and I can't even show it. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients?
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what that word first means?
Sorry, go on. Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was so unfortunate. Gosh.
The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew about my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did.
Yes? That person wouldn't be my client for very long.
They would certainly...
That's enough!
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. The egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You wouldn't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less comforting. I don't really care about this extra fluff.
Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down. He seems to be steadfast and close, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. What? What am...
The recording, right? He recorded. Then why did he record you? I'm confused. Oh wait, I didn't. Wait, that's not the right thing. Hold on. That was an oops. That's the right thing. Something to do with the cameras, right? Because you broke the sacred law of trust or whatever. Hold on, let's press again. Is this where he talks about the sacred law of trust or whatever? You said your client had already broken the rules? Oh, we just had to press him twice? A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no relation with a client who can't control their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone can understand your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I am unprepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. Oh no! Witness! That's not what you told me, it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. Killer told him a different name. Matt on guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the ones who summoned this witness. You... Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. I don't want to win. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. Most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant after all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me that this means that Mr. On Guard is innocent. No! It seems that I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. No. Bailiff, please bring this Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard would be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. DeKiller is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews. The note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you had plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them. Please help me.
I know the truth. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense if there are any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Let me just do a little save thing. I can't. If he gets out, he's gonna kill more people. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do?
We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going.
Phoenix, I can't do it, Maya. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer.
I know, but Madame Guard is a killer. A murderer.
I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than on guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edward that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we allow to further question Mr. DeKiller.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. DeKiller.
Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About all you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done.
What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? If people like to go to court, then we'd have a lot more murders on our head, wouldn't we now? As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However,
whoa.
One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planning of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question the testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright?
Of course I am. Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. You scrutinize the testimony, then. Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes the two of us. This is people's least favorite game. This is the best case. This is so the best case.
What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions. I have to do something. Witness. About requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also a quite dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. I'm not thinking of... Mr. Wright. Yes, sir? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you... Guilty. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. What did you... What? What the heck? I would like to think most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out this service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything and to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan your alibi too. No, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial? From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. Wonder if that's really true. That's odd. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That's true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall? And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like to live my new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, you really know? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. You realize that would be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. The one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. That's odd. That they always know. I'm just seeing if it does the thing where I have to press twice. Oh my goodness. I'm just pressing through one more time. So everybody always knows, and he was taking a nap. Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who had requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, why didn't the person just request that you do it? Oh, yeah, okay. I pressed everybody twice. Okay. Okay, let's save. I haven't the slightest clue what I'm supposed to do here. So, give me a second. Okay, present. I have to have some evidence or something. Yes! Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From the wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? I can't believe I got that. Ah, so excited. Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. Isn't this just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? Nah. That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left behind their fingerprints. I see your point, Mr. Edgeworth. Strangely enough, I had this exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. Oh wow, the assassin lied under oath. Shock. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection to this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items, I just know the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This is insane. There's more. This better not be as long as the other one. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony.
We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is when it occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
Okay. You physically met your client?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Let's go.
A week ago? 1 week ago, are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I try to fulfill all my conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh?
So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Cordo's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
He must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside the figurine was a note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where the bear figurine was.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright?
The testimony has made one thing clear, and that is... the client knew the secret of the bear figurine.
Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really?
Witness, please continue your testimony.
A certain time? You physically met Adrian Andrews?
Of course I did.
What was that? Witness, I would like you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself, above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. DeKiller had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he's mistaken.
You're saying this client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so. You see, it's just as I said.
I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping out here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then.
So your client was Adrian Andrews?
That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with DeKiller's testimony. There doesn't seem to be anything strange. You have to draw more information. You can't draw his suspicion.
Really?
Okay. What bar? I always meet my clients. I've never taken it by telephone or mail. I value the trust. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him, face to face, that I began to trust him.
That's when I thought I can trust this person. I think I got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Really? If that's the case, witness, please include this statement just now in your testimony. Very well. But as we know, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes, I suppose you are correct. So I'd like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? Wait, but... What? Why is she saying... Okay. Do you not know that Adrian's a chick? I'll just present her. Idiot. You misgendered! Miss Adrian Andrews! Objection! I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time? Yeah, that's correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy? How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made up... Well, you had made up one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh, it broke. That was funny. That's so cute. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. De Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. What is going on? At least I'm not interrogating a parrot, right? Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unlucky for Mr. De Killer. The entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so we simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley De Killer, this court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. Very well. Give the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Again! Again! This has to be the last one, I swear. I took the request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. You just said you never do that. You took this job through a letter? He didn't mention anything about a letter in his early testimony. He's lying again. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Let's go. Let's go. Didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients with whom a meeting is simply not possible. Didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright, then just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof? Fortunately, I don't have proof. I see. Sadly for us, Your Honor, this is the nature of right and wrong. I was like, don't cut points to that.
And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I'd been receiving more requests. If I meet each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business.
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
Do you have a mail that is in special insulated envelope?
I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email.
Email?
Anyway,
so you...
This is insane. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. What were those other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with the case.
Just in case he gets mad at me.
You're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine.
Yes, I see.
But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at that time.
A mask?
The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing.
Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this?
He would have known. One thing does sort of stick out to me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Let's recall Mr. Power's testimony.
After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt, blah, 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 blah.
You received quite a large roll of cash from Mr. Ongard, and at the time he was not wearing his Nickel Samurai mask.
Oh. Now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness.
Yes, that night I did wander the floor as a bellboy. I received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to various rooms. Is that so wrong?
Huh?
The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He was probably just a very generous person.
I'm sorry, but sadly, we are not nearly so generous here. If I could receive large rolls of cash simply by bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Oh, the deja vu. And isn't his salary more than enough for one man? Where is your evidence that such large rolls of cash was not, in fact, a tip? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money. What? Mr. Attorney. Yeah? You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange.
I'd say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client.
Oh no, it's not like that at all. I just think lies aren't a good thing, you know?
Oh, I know and agree. Lies are not a good thing at all.
Oh no.
I think we are on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel threatened, I'm free to cut contact at any time.
I'm sorry, please forgive my foolishness. If only you were this apologetic all the time. Therefore, you may continue.
It's exactly what's so bad. At the rate we're going, we'd end up completely destroying the killer's fly.
Okay, let's save. This is insanity. I don't think I have any evidence, but I'm gonna try. The proof. The proof. Do I have any proof? Oh, the bear. Gooder.
Take that!
So, what do you think? You can't see the evidence. Ah, darn it. Okay, we tried. Try again, try again. Oh, let's do the other one. Is this one where I can press further? Okay, lots of requests. Email. Okay, that one's useless. You tried. Okay. Gotta try. Whether or not they're related to the kid's case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder, what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination? Could it be that you were planning to betray your own client? I smell the stench of backstabber. Should you turn out to be one? Wait. Oh no. This is looking really bad. If I do bad, I'll just go back. This is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Carter's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. Okay. I found this figurine at Mr. Engarde's mansion. And you gave it to Miss Andrews. Then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Engarde, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright? Yeah. Let me save here. To the farewell, my turnabout. Yeah. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in that statement there's a contradiction. He will cut the connection. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for an Engarde mansion. Is that correct? Yes, where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is about old wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been receipt of this bear. There's... Do I have evidence? Let me just try this. Shelley to killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside of it. This item? I see where you're going. I thought so. I'm getting better at this. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where are you everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
And I was gonna burn it for her sake.
If even for a single moment, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the note out and burned it. That's where you two were going. So by the very fact that this note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh.
I should do the transceiver voice by doing my Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please, excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No. Please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand otherwise. That's unfortunate. Ah! What's up, Mr. Wright? Are you... Sorry, I gotta do that. My headphones fell off again. You gotta do the dramatic. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are... The prosecution... Rests. Edgeworth! What's going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Oh my gosh. He's helping us? Even more? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I'm reluctant, I must believe Mr. Achilles' testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Okay, I gotta save here. I'm so nervous. I cannot let him get away. If I end this trial right now, your client will be declared innocent. In this case, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Edgeworth, trust me, bro. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Again, bailiff, please bring the defendant out on guard to the stand. The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. I can't. Oh, you turd. I hate you. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? Let me save this. What am I supposed to do? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent or good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to not so good outcome. But, at least on the charge of murder, I appear you are innocent. Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard. What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? What is he doing? Should I side? Or save Maya's life? Oh my gosh.
I'm saving this in case I make the wrong decision.
You better get him guilty, okay? But if I do that, Maya will die.
But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Either choice I make, someone's life is gonna end. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements. Aren't you the judge? Isn't it your job? Why don't you be responsible? Hold on. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews. Your client, Mr. Matt on Guard, is innocent. Look at him.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say what I want, aren't you?
Right. I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I have to listen to my heart. My client is guilty. I'm sorry. More people are gonna end up dead. This is what Maya wanted. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Your client deserves an answer.
He's guilty, bro.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt on Guard is...
Objection!
Francisca von Karma! I never thought I'd be as excited to see you as I am to see Edgeworth. What are you doing? Ow!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is in here is perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside their coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? I can't do this. This trial's already over. All that remains for me is to hand out my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome. What?
Objection!
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces as evidence. I suppose you are right. However, this one obvious rule applies. These items do not bring up any points, and they will be not accepted. Now, please, Miss Von Karma.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for.
The first item is a pistol.
Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Does the pistol have any relation?
We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me.
Oh yeah, because she got shot. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes.
Oh.
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test.
So that's the pistol. It's probably not going to help us very much.
The second piece of evidence is this videotape.
Oh. Oh no. Have you checked the contents?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. Oh, I hear the fire department. It's getting hot in here.
The killer went back for it?
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly, the killer is no ordinary man. The last bit of evidence is his bellboy's uniform. Of course it...
Was that used during the crime?
I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on this uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue.
That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, where under no more circumstances, these items from Shelly, the killer's hideout, would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. That is correct. These 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Tonkama. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court has already had all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he?
Is this the end? Phoenix, I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first... Matt on guard wished from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Make on guard wish for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Angard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Angard. If the killer were no longer to think of Angard as his client, he'd let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his client above all else. I know both of these seem impossible. If you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, the prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all of the pieces of evidence. That is how we will come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all. That person does not know the truth. The truth. It may be what will bring about the miracles in the end. Huh? No objections? Now then, I pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
Objection!
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. The letter? Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask such passion, I will grant you one chance. Let me just, save this? Show your evidence. That's impossible. To turn this situation around in one try. One try. That is all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Oh my gosh.
Wait, I had an idea. Now it's gone. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya.
Oh, the note. Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. I see. And now, tell this court one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person.
He hasn't seen the note.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma?
Well, I was just shot, so...
What? What? No one understands what you're talking about anymore.
Wait, please. I was gonna blackmail him.
Not guilty. That's crazy. Oops.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
Just like that, the case is ended. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I guess you can see the bad ending. Never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to read this. I don't want to read.
The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to, because a miracle is something that doesn't exist.
My bad, guys. Hold on. My bad. Give me a second. I thought we were gonna blackmail him. Oh, get the bad ending. Well, you know what? I did it for the achievement, guys. Okay, I did it for the achievement. Okay. Oh my gosh. Not the bad ending, bro. Maya dies anyway? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. I have no idea. She's already seen all this. Hold on. Let me reset. Alright, I am not going to admit how many times I just got this wrong. It has been eradicated from the video. What I will say is I was right to think about blackmail. I was trying to blackmail the wrong person. I thought I had to blackmail the client. However, I am supposed to blackmail the assassin. Why do I have to blackmail the assassin, you ask? You see, I'm going to blackmail him with the same thing his client is blackmailing him with. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh wait, never. Oh my gosh, you scared me. I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness. That is evil to have it start with the same dialogue as the bad ending. Oh my gosh. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. It only took me like 20 times. How was I supposed to come? Who came to that conclusion on their own? Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand you correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found in your hideout. I should have known, though, it needed something new evidence, you know. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was certainly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you were on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted that camera?
The only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. You tell him. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Blackmail. Why did he do it? He wanted to blackmail you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. I thought that this was already exposed. I thought he already blackmailed him. That's my bad. I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Oh, he hasn't yet. I thought he already did. Maybe that's why I should have come to that conclusion on my own. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer? This is wild. Looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Da-ding. Yep. By a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes, who's your client? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract. And then client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the end of the earth to exact my punishment. Yikes. I seriously thought he was already being blackmailed. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target? I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yep. My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I got the bad ending too, so I never saw you again, because apparently he just kills you either way. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what to do. Ah! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Guilty! 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 Mr. On Guard, looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You have finally received the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you.
Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does.
Oh, we're gonna make him want a guilty verdict?
I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video.
Help me.
Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief. Oh, he guilty. Get out of here. Matt on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here.
Me? My wonderful self? Guilty?
Even you got an acquittal. If you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger.
No matter which way you look at it.
You can't run away from your crime anymore.
No!
Oh my goodness, stop. Oh my goodness, that's disgusting. Guilty, 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 guilty. Ew. Ew. This is like some Doki Doki Literature Club crap. Gross. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this, especially because the one time you pointed something out, I went back in time.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me.
It's awful.
But after that, when I was alone in the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone.
I can't believe I got to decide the verdict. That's crazy. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there's still a few things I'm confused about. Everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You didn't declare a verdict. So I declared the verdict?
You were great out there, Phoenix.
What did I do? What I did out there was right, wasn't it?
This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just not getting a not guilty verdict, right?
Yes, I understand that now. What would have happened if I'd said not guilty?
Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrives with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, let's hear the defense's final moments. I said guilty. I am sorry. I am not a lawyer. I'm a journalist, for crying out loud, so I expose everybody.
Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Guilty. Right.
Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya's safe. You did it, you really did it, Mr. Nick.
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
That makes me feel really bad. I was gonna throw her life away.
Wow.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier. Thanks.
Ow. Why are you smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy.
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you?
Don't worry, she may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my very first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself for defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense.
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
I'm gonna cry! What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one, it's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already. Didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Ah, is Mr. Edgeworth White Mr. Nick?
Maybe. You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma? I don't want to hear your wretched whimpering of this disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later.
there's something else. Ah, isn't that the whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Nick! Maya! Mr. Maya! They're too precious. Oh, sorry I got you killed the first time. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard canvas, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. I know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're all right.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
What was that?
Oh, her stomach.
Alright, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick, food! Grub, chow, I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Valid. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Oh, he was in a car accident. That's right. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I'd hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him.
You did it again, city boy.
I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bully Mr. Right too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he just might kick it. Tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come now. Everyone gather around. Now I lay me down to sleep. Bless his food, our daily bread.
Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera. Well, pal. At least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
Oh, so cute. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh, well, you know, it's, Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item.
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But woo boy, I'll tell ya, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh?
You think? Why does she look so happy about that?
But between being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary.
I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mr. Maya's picture.
You know,
I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad.
That was the 4th item.
Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Aw.
It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up.
Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Ah, thanks to her I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much. She was just kidnapped for 2 days. Cut her some slack, okay? I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just wanted to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give to express how I feel. Is there? Oh, the whip. Here you go. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yeah, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say, thank you to Nick.
Huh? Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I've kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh?
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then, if you say so. Objection! Oh my goodness. That was so good. Also, that trial took forever.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
Now we're just gonna stay here through the credits while we vibe to this beautiful music. The 3rd one will be coming out after this. I don't know if it'll be really quick or if it'll take a while, but
I'm so happy you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made the reservations for the 2 of you, just in case.
This one was good. I didn't like the circus one, but I think that's probably the worst one they've had. And it still was, like, I had a good time, but oh my goodness, the love triangle was so weird. But Von Karma was fun. I want to know more about her. Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Oh, I kind of wanted to work for me. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. That's so good. What is there left to even explore in Trials and Tribulations? I guess the evil aunt. You were from the first case.
I'm Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on.
Why?
And bring smiles and joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
You are awfully happy for someone whose fiance just died. Just saying. This end credit music is so like, ooh, I feel like something's gonna happen. I don't want to read Hottie. Oh, I hated him. He did not need to be here.
Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hottie. Recently. Yes. That girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I ever laid punches on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like him. He was creepy.
I don't like creepy. I like scary. I don't like creepy. But that's me.
It's time to begin our quest of World Circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe.
Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
Ah yes, she's old enough for marriage. I think they're already talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mouse jokes. Yeah, the circus was creepy. But that's fine. Whatever. One miss and a lot of wins. It's okay. I really want to know what Trials and Tribulations is like. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls, representative.
We got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
Oh. He bullied by his puppet. He's like the kid on Victorious. La 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 la. La 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 la. There's a lot of not a lot of loose threads.
What's this drat? It's just an ordinary electron. Razor recharging in its stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? Aw, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must be the deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty, and any man who hasn't heard about this is going to feel the pain in my heel. Yes, they're going to feel the burn. And speaking of burn, playing with the fire is very dangerous, and because of that, 3 of the warehouses where they store the scenery were burned down because of stink that.
Good job, developers. I've been doing this specific trial for an hour and 45 minutes. That's crazy. It would help if I didn't lose it the first time. I'm really sorry for what we put you through. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Sketchy. Von Karma, what if you just leave her alone? What is the third game going to be about? I know there's a guy with a coffee mug. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Kumbaya, my lord. Yo. That was so good though. I think Farewell My Turnabout has to be my favorite case so far. Oh, here we go. March 23rd, international departures. Where are we going? Oh, it's Edgeworth leaving again? Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this. I knew it. I should have said that out loud.
That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
When I ran off with the things from Dick Killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Kammer's daughter.
Franziska.
So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you?
I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrives. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
Yo! I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw everything away. Everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews.
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
My goodness.
Okay, yep, I take back what I said about loose threads. Phoenix Wright.
One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
What is that? What? That was... Oh my gosh. That was the... I can't. That was the big piece of evidence? Alright. Well, that was a lot. I will see you next time for Trials and Tribulations. Until then, stay cool and know what prosecutors and lawyers' true purpose in life are. And YouTubers and viewers. I don't know how to end this. I can't believe that was the picture.